Here are 5 things that you need to know.
I'm Bruce, that's Connie, and these are 5 things that you need to know about Disney, Universal, theme parks, and just all-around fun things to get you going towards the weekend.
Starting things off, Disneyland After Dark brings 2 more themed nights to Disneyland Resort this spring. These are a couple of themed nights. They're doing After Dark Throwback Night, an after-hours soiree inspired by the debonair days of the 50s and 60s. So you get to literally go down memory lane to relive some of the Disney classic past.
That sounds really fun. You love the old school and the history, and I mean, I love it too, so I'm not just saying you do, but this one looks really fun to be able to go back and throw back. They should make you wear throwback outfits.
Well, that's funny that you said that because Mickey Mouse and his friends will sport retro outfits along with visits from some nostalgic characters, which will obviously make for great photo moments. And that's the one thing I really love, not just one thing, but something I really love about Disneyland specifically is the way they bring out characters. It's just very natural, and it just seems it's like celebrities, right? Walking down the street, and it's just like they just appear, and it's really cool and fun. And I think it's really neat that they're going to bring the retro style back.
The only thing that this not scares me at all, but it makes me hesitant to go is we're East Coasters, right?
Yeah.
So 9 p.m. to 1 p.m. is literally dead in the middle of the night.
It is, yeah.
And how are we supposed to make that if we go visit Disneyland and be able to stay up till 9 o'clock when that's really... So they're really saying it's 12 to 4 for us.
So really hit up on the Joffreys while you're there.
Yeah, you're going to take a nap. I mean, we did that. And even taking a nap throughout the middle of the day was still hard for East Coasters to get on West Coast time.
Here are some additional highlights that they say you'll get to enjoy. Of course, that's all relative, but they say gaze upon fantasy in the sky, a nighttime spectacular giving a nod to the same named fireworks display that first illuminated the night in Disneyland Park in 1957.
That's cool. They had fireworks in 1957?
I guess so. That's kind of crazy to think about. I don't know why. Do the twist.
Feels dangerous to have fireworks from 1957, doesn't it?
I mean, maybe in 57 it was a little later in the game where they knew a lot more. I know that.
It's just like we've come such a long way when it comes to safety and guidelines that 1957, I just remember myself as a kid. And I was not like, there was things that we did when we were kids that were not safe. Like riding bikes and stuff like that with no helmets. It was just like a different time back then.
Yeah, or like if you look back to the movie archives, it says like in 1939 when Wizard of Oz was filmed, they actually sprinkled asbestos to make it look
and
like
it wasn't
snow.
because we were rebels. It's just we didn't know.
We didn't know that asbestos was not something you want to touch or breathe in.
So back when they were doing fireworks in 1957, they were probably just a couple guys back there lighting things off.
I don't know. Now, number 2, they say do the twist, the mashed potato, and the bunny hop. Your way to dance parties around Disneyland with bands and DJs inspired by the era. Going back to my point about these are things you'll enjoy, and that's all relative because we're all different. I'm not sure I could picture you doing the mashed potato.
I don't even know what the mashed potato. I know how to eat mashed potatoes.
Yeah, that's
I don't know if I know how to do the mashed potato.
Snack like it's 1955 with treats that are inspired by park early days. Why is this happening when I'm not there?
This is great.
Yeah.
Because I'm convinced that treats from when we were kids, I mean, not that we were around in 1955.
No.
But, when we were kids, things tasted different and better.
Yeah.
So that would be great. Imagine having things, all natural things from 1955.
By the way, I don't know if I mentioned the dates are April 18th and 20 at Disneyland Park. Just can you see if there's flights there? Because I need to do this. Picture yourself in vintage photo backdrops of attractions and posters from yesteryear like Skyway or Autopia, and from the timeless Disney films captured by Disney PhotoPass photographers at the party. So that's cool. They'll have a PhotoPass photographer all around and capture your moments.
I like it. They also says here that the Disney attractions will have after-hours access, such as Peter Pan's Flight and Pirates of the Caribbean.
We all know how much you love Peter Pan's Flight.
I love it with after-hours access because there's not a 90-minute wait.
It says, enjoy pre-party mix and admission to Disneyland Park starting at 6 p.m. No theme park reservation required.
That's great.
Cool. And then they're also doing, because I'm not as excited about this one, although it sounds really fun. This one is Disneyland After Dark Star Wars Night, May 2nd, 4, 8, and 11.
Because it's May the 4th be with you. They have to do it May the 4th.
Which I'm surprised it took them this long, right? Galaxy's Edge has been open for quite a bit for them to kind of think, hey, we should do an after-hours night.
I'm looking here at seeing what this says. Be wild watching Star Wars celebrate the night of fireworks illuminate the skies above Disneyland Park. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare for Captain Phasma and her stormtroopers during the March of the First Order in Tomorrowland. That would be fun to watch. The stormtroopers all lined up marching through anything is just fun to watch.
Exactly.
Get ready to master your lightsaber. Okay?
Okay, whatever.
Attend the lightsaber instructional demonstration where you will learn to handle a lightsaber through a series of elite moves.
All right.
I didn't know that there was a special way to handle a lightsaber.
Now you know.
Picture yourself in a dynamic photo backdrop featuring some of Galaxy's favorite heroes. Explore themed snacks such as galactic churros.
Which, by the way, Disneyland churros are
Definitely
amazing.
good.
Yeah.
And begin your adventure a pre-party mix-in admission. Woof.
Don't ever say that again.
This is terrible. Forget this one. I ain't going to this one.
Anyways, there's a limited number of tickets that will go on pre-sale for Magic Key holders beginning in a few days. So February 21st, no earlier than 9 a.m.
I'll be honest with you. This one sounds kind of boring.
Yeah, but doesn't the retro night speak to me?
The retro one sounds fun.
Like it almost as if it was meant for me. Like you should probably gift this to me.
Yeah, listen, I'm with you. The retro one sounds fun. The Star Wars one doesn't sound as exciting. It doesn't sound like they're doing anything different than they normally do.
Yeah, well, it's nighttime, and I think it's cool.
Well, it's not. Let me rephrase that. They are doing different things, but I don't think it's doing anything that much different to pay for an extra ticket.
Well, I think celebrate the night, the fireworks. I think that will be special, and I think that would be something that might be I'm
pretty sure you could catch those outside the gateway in the front area there.
Not Star Wars specific, though.
You can kind of see it from, trust me, we've been to Disneyland recently. You can kind of see Star Wars from outside the gates.
Okay, fine. All right, so you're not going to that one.
I ain't going to that one.
All right, but I am excited. I think that they're both neat, and I like obviously the retro one. I did get some feedback. There has been some folks that have said the Sweetheart Night wasn't exactly their expectations. They didn't have as much fun as they thought they were going to.
Yeah, somebody
have.
in our Club UTM group, you can join our Club UTM down the bottom, went to that, and they said there wasn't a lot of attractions that were open. So if you wanted to take some pictures, maybe be able to take some video or pictures of an emptier theme park, it's a great opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to really being able to experience things, it wasn't the thing that they thought it was.
Well, you have to remember, too, there's a lot of things that are under refurbishment in Disneyland. So for the Sweetheart Nights, you're missing out on a whole area of you're missing out on a whole area of, for example, Indiana Jones, the Swiss Family Treehouse. So
right.
There's a lot of things.
Tarzan's Treehouse.
Oh, that's right. Isn't it going to be Swiss Family, though?
I don't know.
Okay, we'll find out.
I can't keep up with all these things. How does the average person keep up with all these things?
You got to come here and listen to the 5 things you need to know.
That's true.
Next one, Super Nintendo World confirmed for Universal Resort, Orlando Resort, called, quote, the worst kept secret in history. And what is that?
Did you play Super Nintendo obviously we played Super Nintendo when we were young. Did you play Mario Brothers?
Yeah.
Are you excited to see this?
I think I am. I don't know. I think it was recently where I got reignited with this. Because for example, like a lot of things, like as you grow up, you just decide, oh, maybe I'm not as into it as I was anymore. I mean, I used to play Nintendo till wee hours of the night, all that. And then I thought, okay, I'm over it. But it actually looks really cool. And I know they're doing, the opening of Universal Hollywood looks cool. And they also, Hollywood, that area, it's a lot smaller.
Right.
So to me, this seems really exciting.
The space they have in Orlando is going to make this probably better than the one in Hollywood.
Right.
That being said, what makes it cool is that our kids have experienced, Mario Kart and Super Mario Brothers themselves. Mm-hmm. So it's not like it's just something from the old days.
Yeah.
But I don't know. There's just something about this that doesn't excite me. But maybe that's what they need is they need the low expectations.
I don't know. Our kids just went and bought the Super Nintendo chess. They were really excited. So it seems like they're starting to kind of inch their way open to a lot more demographic than maybe before. I never pictured our kids to be super into Super Nintendo just because they didn't play as much as I did. But it seems like they're definitely changing their tune.
Yeah, well, it's still 2 years away because this is part of Epic Universe, the park, which is supposed to open in 2025.
Yeah, that's exciting.
It is. Listen, low expectations. Every time you go into something with low expectations, it usually is better than having high expectations for something. Like Tron. I think Tron's mistake was people have such high expectations for it now. It's going to be hard to live up to it.
That's true. The Orlando build will be part of the resort's larger, much anticipated Epic Universe park, expected to open in 2025, which really isn't that long from now. I mean, when you think about how long it takes certain attractions to open, this is a whole, like, yeah.
And it's more than just one thing.
That's
be
what
able
I
to
mean.
open a whole park and a whole.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's not just a land either. Like,
Right.
not a land as part of a park. They're opening a whole separate park. It's almost like Disneyland when it first opened. It only took them 1 year.
True. Comcast CEO Brian Roberts announced Epic Universe in 2019, calling it the, quote, single largest investment Comcast, NBC Universal has made in its theme park business.
Universal's doing a lot of stuff because they have Epic Universe opening.
Yeah.
They announced another park that's coming to Texas. They announced an experience, Halloween Horror Nights experience, which we talked about, coming to Las Vegas. So they're really doubling down on these experiences.
I'm all for it. I think the more it's going to be, the better. The more competition is, the better.
I think that this is great. Them opening another park is going to make Disney notice that.
Right.
It's going to keep them on their toes. And you always need competition.
Always.
Because when you have competition, it makes you not be able to get complacent.
It pushes you, right? Your creative drive.
It forces you to be creative.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm all for this. I'm excited. All right, Disney will slow and spread the release of its Marvel series. I'm actually not super bummed about this when I heard about it, because I think sometimes I was looking back and it was really excited about all the movies and things that they were putting out there, but it just seemed like it was too much too soon, and I need a minute to like marinate what I saw.
It was great for, obviously Iron Man was the first movies that came out, and then we didn't really get into it until Captain America came out. And then from Captain America to, I would say, Ant-Man, the first Ant-Man, Marvel did a really good job of intertwining the movies, but spacing them out so you didn't get overwhelmed.
Right.
The last year or year and a half between Disney Plus shows, the movies, and all the different character movies that have come out, it's very, very overwhelming, especially for someone who hasn't watched the first movies, to be able to catch up.
It's almost like I know, because I have friends that I don't even know. How do you have friends that haven't seen some Marvel stuff? I need to have a talk with them.
Well, it's become to the point where even if you do have friends that want to, it's so overwhelming that they just say to themselves, forget it.
Yeah.
I can't invest 400 hours into watching all those movies to be able to understand what's going on.
They just would rather not do it.
Yeah, it's just too much. I think that this is a good move for them. You know what? Plus, slow it down a little bit. Get better writing. Thor: Love and Thunder wasn't great. Ant-Man, Quantum Manium hasn't gotten great reviews. We haven't seen it yet, but it hasn't gotten great reviews. And it's the first one. You always think of Ant-Man as being a really good movie.
So this isn't up there yet, but this was the Marvel starring Brie Larson will now open November 10th. Will be pushed back from its original July 28th date. But this right here is about the series that are also being pushed back. So Disney plans to scale back its streaming content. All right, so going to Disney in the series, they are also slowing down how they're doing this. They're saying that the pace of which we're putting out the Disney Plus shows will change so that they can get a chance to, quote, shine. Faye told Entertainment Weekly earlier this week. So I think that's interesting. I think that maybe I don't know if it's like I can't imagine it's because of people like me, like that need that time in between, or it's cost effective.
I think for the Disney Plus series or Disney Plus, I think it's more costs than it is people catching up.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it'll give opportunities for both. It'll give opportunities to Disney to create better creative, and then it'll also give people a chance to catch up where they don't have to binge watch so much. But on the other hand, people like us who like that there's new things to watch all the time, maybe it'll not be a great thing, or maybe it'll be like what Stranger Things does, where it takes so long to come out with the next series that there's such anticipation to watch it.
But don't you find, though, that the negative of something like that, where Stranger Things takes so long, is that you kind of feel like, not that you get over it, but like it's almost like people don't understand, oh, you're wearing a Hellfire Club shirt. Like, what is, like, they would know what that is, but it's like, is it too much time in between to
there's definitely a balance you have to have
excited?
Of waiting enough time to make it where people want it.
Is it like relevant?
But not making it too long where they forgot about it.
That's what I mean, you know? So stuff like that, I don't know. I just want it all.
I know, right?
Can we
We
just
want
have
a
it
new
all?
series on there. We want to make sure that they're anticipated well,
wanna-
they're well written, and
Yeah.
then also they don't take forever.
Right, exactly. Okay, back to Disney parks. New experiences inspired by Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which is being released, and I'm a little bit nervous. I'm going to have a little trouble following the storyline. Quantumania just seems very confusing to me.
Just the title itself confuses you.
I'm a little worried, but I'm going to go into it with low expectations because I love the Ant-Man and I love
Paul Rudd's the best. Paul Rudd
literally.
is, if you could say who was the best character or actor they chose for a character,
Scott Lang.
yeah, they probably did the best job with.
He's just like a
him.
goofy, kind of laughs at himself type of character. It's fun.
He's the version of a superhero that normal people can relate to.
He wants to always do the right thing, even though sometimes doing the right thing kind of puts others in a position where it's a problem.
Yeah, and he doesn't have any real powers other than the suit.
True.
You know, Iron
just
Man.
really smart.
Iron Man is the same kind of thing, but Iron Man's a genius.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
so it's like it's almost like the regular guy.
Like we could do that.
Superheroes,
Like
yeah.
we could be Ant-Man.
We totally could.
Well, Ant-Man's opening in theaters. I'm excited to see that. But there are going to be some things and experiences at Disney California Adventure Park, Disneyland Paris, and other parks throughout the world, plus on board Disney Cruise Line. So the first thing is to encounter the mysterious king, the Conqueror, at Disney California Adventure Park. I love Avengers Campus. I love that the characters kind of appear out of nowhere, and it just the energy and the vibe of there. It's electrifying.
People were saying that they thought it was underwhelming.
I know, and I'm not sure if I got that feeling because I put things I'm opposite of you. Like I always have high expectations, so I'm always disappointed. But I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
If you take into, I think you have to eat at Pym Test Kitchen.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
You know, if you don't do that, maybe it is a little bit underwhelming. Or if you miss the Spider-Man aerial show,
yeah,
and you only do that Spider-Man experience,
that might have been it.
It might have been. So you have to kind of package it all together.
Well, speaking of Pym Kitchen, they also have a new drink vessel fit for the quantum realm. This is called the Ooze Cauldron. It's, according to the article, it's inspired by a hilarious and pivotal scene in the new film.
All right.
So this will be at Pym Test Kitchen soon. So that's interesting. Kind of looks expensive if I had to guess.
Yeah, let's we'll have to wait for that one to see. And then it says sail the seas like an Avenger. What's this one? The sail the seas like an Avenger.
Why not? Let's do that.
Disney Wish, the newest ship in Disney Cruise Line fleet, is destination for all things Ant-Man and the Wasp. When sailing on the seven seas, visit World of Marvel restaurant where guests play an I'm out.
What? Oh, the interacting part?
Interactive role with an action-packed Avengers mission that unfolds around them. That sounds pretty cool for kids.
Yeah, I
Not
agree.
me, but kids definitely.
Sure.
I
Okay.
don't want that much interactive stuff.
Kids meaning most kids are extroverts.
Yeah, well, I think kids like to be entertained
That's true.
because they haven't built that.
Maybe I'm a kid then.
Yeah, they haven't built that thing in their brain where they are hesitant to do things like I am.
Yeah.
So they just love. They just say anything they want and they do anything they want. Like they don't have any holdbacks, which is great.
I love this. I think this will be fun. I think that this is a great experience, and I'm all for Ant-Man. The more they can include Ant-Man and things, I'm all for it.
All right, let's move on to the last thing here.
Okay, so Disney 100, the exhibition, not expedition. It's moving along, heading east. They're doing a bunch of these. I thought it was just like a one-stop shop thing, but this one is heading out soon to Philadelphia. This is the final preparations you'll see that they are doing for their anniversary showcase, Disney 100, the exhibition. From Walt Disney Archives, they are doing this show with some really interesting things and artifacts from the Disney company, which is really cool. They're going through the archives and bringing it to fans within the Philadelphia community. It looks really amazing. If you're local to this, I'm sure, I would want to go. I've heard that tickets have been selling out. I think the first day that it opens, that's currently sold out, but there's still availability. It opens on February 18th.
That would be cool. They did a hologram of Walt on Twitter. Well, they showed the video of Walt as a hologram on Twitter for the 100 opening, and it was cool to see Walt and hear Walt. It was all virtually done.
Yeah.
I don't know if his mannerisms were as what I thought they were going to be. It almost looked too young for him, but it was cool to kind of see Walt there talking, and it wasn't old video of Walt. It was new.
Yeah. I liked it. I wanted to love it, but I didn't. I thought it was a unique and cool idea to do it, but to me, it's impossible to kind of try to recreate, someone of that caliber.
Well, he just sat there. Usually just sat there kind of rubbing his hands together.
If you watch old videos, he does have hand movements for sure when he talks, but not, I think, hand movements like I would do. Like I'm always talking with my hands.
Yeah.
It's just a habit I have. He wasn't necessarily like that. So it's kind of odd. So you kind of automatically don't believe that at least I didn't believe it was him.
And you do see a lot of the television series that Walt did where he was older.
Right.
You don't see a lot of video of him interacting for the camera when he's younger.
Well, going back to this archive, they say if you ever wondered what it might be going into preparing and moving a project like this, images of the final warehouse from Raiders of the Lost Ark might come to mind. And these are the preparations. There's 3 tractor trailers hauling approximately 250 historical assets left from Los Angeles and going to Philadelphia. That's an insane amount of historical assets, in my opinion. This amounts to 44 separate exhibit crates. They're going 2,800 miles cross-country trek. That's crazy.
That is a lot.
And they're setting up this exhibit. I keep scouring to see if they're going to go to Florida or Boston area, somewhere near us, but it doesn't seem like it.
I think the closest to us is probably going to be New York.
I haven't seen New York, but I saw Chicago. There's a bunch of this. I forget where it is on this, but they showed where the next one will be. So it's not just going to be in Philadelphia, which is, I think, cool. They're really taking it on the road.
That's great. We've always wanted to go to the Walt Disney Family Museum, and this sounds similar to that, where it has history, a little bit of archives, and just shows. It's almost like the Walt Disney Museum on the road.
Exactly.
We should check it out if it comes to a city near you.
Yes. All right. That's going to do it for the 5 things you need to know.
I hope you liked it. Subscribe. Hit that. Listen, the show is free. All our podcasts are free. The only thing we charge is a subscribe button. Hit that thing. Give us the thumbs up. Leave a comment below. All the links that we talked about will be linked in the bottom of this video, and we'll see you on the next one.